Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about Bogren Digital's Krimh Drums, TCI and WAV samples. Bogren Digital's released the Krimh Drums, like MIDI drum package that works inside within the contact player. Now they've released those same samples, I believe a little bit tweaked to even better, as a separate files that you can use with mainly with the Trigger 2, the TCI, and WAV files you can use with some other, drum sample plugins, programs, whatever you want to call them. So I'm gonna check out both the TCI files with the Slate Trigger with real drums, and then the WAV files, how they work inside Superior Drummer 3. First, let's check out a song from my forthcoming solo album called Pasadena 78. I released it on my previous solo album, which was fully instrumental. This version has vocals, so it's already done and mixed, and the drum recording was really good, really great. But I'm gonna just see how it sounds when I replace the current drums with Bogren's Krimh samples. Alright, let's get into my DAW. Alright, so this is the song, and on the lighter green there's the actual drums. I used some samples, and as you can see the tracks are pretty clean. So I used this fantastic plugin called Silencer from Black Salt Audio. What I did is I basically inserted that to kick, snare, tom tracks, and then I bound the tracks with that plugin, so I get only the the tom hits, a little bit bleed with snare and kick to make it sound more natural, but the toms I completely did that. There's nothing else except the tom hits, so that's why they are so clean. Fantastic plugin, but this is not about that. So let's listen a song now first with the original drums, and then these darker greens are the Krimh samples, and I used like I said, the Stephen Slate's Trigger 2, and here we have a lot of different kicks. I just used the kick main one, and on the snare there is I think I used the main one, and the toms I basically used the, let's see, Bogren Drums toms. So I just used the coated 10 and 12 inch on the rack toms, and then the 16 and 18 clear on the floor toms, because that's sounded the best to me. But first let's listen to the song briefly, and then I solo the drums. So here the drums sound really good, so this is probably not the best example, but since this is my song, I own the rights. For copyright reasons, I'll use this, because we don't need any replacing, but many times you do need. And a little bit about the drum mix. So all of these individual kicks, they go to kick bass, snares to snare bass, toms to tom bass, and then they go to drum bus, then I have parallel compression there. I have the SSL bus compressor and a soft tubes, pull tech to give some more oomph. And then all these rooms, I had 3 different rooms, room, plate, and MPX1. It's kind of like a chamber. So these are all hardware. It's the tagless round drive machine. The plate is old Yamaha Rev 100. And the MPX1 is the MPX1 where I have the tiled room preset. So all reverbs are hardware, and I'm blending them in just a little bit to make them a bit more wider and more 80s. All right, so now let's listen the same thing with Krimh Drums. So I'm gonna mute the real kick sample, kick sub, and then the snare top and snare bottom. Let's listen the drums soloed first on this one. I don't have any EQ on these samples, so these are almost kind of like mix ready, so really good. Okay, let's listen to the same thing once more with the Krimh. Then I replace the original kick and snare and tom, so you'll hear the difference. I think both sound great. Okay, then let's open the real drums. Listen the same. Both sound really good, and like I said, this is not the best example because the real drums sound so good, but especially the kick on the real kick, it's a little bit like the Krimh drum kick sounded a bit different. The snare to the tones were actually quite similar, probably because I think these tones were like coded and uncoded tones, but let's say if this drum recording would suck, then you would get amazing results by just adding the Krimh samples, which is really easy with the Slate Trigger 2. Once more here the hits and then the sample, kick sample is huge lowered. Like there's no EQ, so obviously with EQ I could shape this even more if I would want. So that's the TCI files. Works great with Slate's Trigger. You just need to, when you download these, you just need to put these files in the folder where your trigger drum files are, and you can see it here from the settings. So I have them on this library, and then I just move these Bogren samples here. Okay, so now let's take a different song, and let's see how this works with the WAV files with the Superior Drummer 3. So this is the song I wrote quite fast. It was on my video about my ESP Mirage custom guitar. So, and I used the Superior drummers, but my mix template, the way I use this, is exactly the same like I would use real drums. So again, the individuals, then the basses and the real hardware reverbs and stuff. So let's listen a song first, little bit, and then let's import a Bogren samples to this. Let's see how that works. Okay, cool. It's really easy to add samples here. So here's my folder where I have the WAV files of the samples. So let's just add a felt beater. Let's just add the first one, and then you drag it here. This is one way, and I'm gonna add a stack. So now it's the both. Now there's a little bit delay because of all my stuff. So this is the original drum, this is the Bogren sample. So it has this boom, and together makes it bigger, and obviously then I can choose the balance. Now they're both equal level, but I could let's play the beat. It adds nice natural, because the Bogren samples are really natural, so it adds this boo, because this kick, it's a bit dead, so this adds this nice boo. Okay, let's do the same to snare, and let's just add a KA main, whatever that is, and the first one here, and add stack. So now the original snare, this is really good snare, the Tama bell brass. Sample. Together. Cool. Then let's do the same to toms. Let's add coated, since these drums are coated. Let's do 12-inch here, add stack. Then let's do 14. The first one, add stack, then the 16-inch, that's clear, 16-inch clear, add stack, then 18-inch stack. Okay, and then now this is the stack. This is the Bogren sample. Boom, kind of deeper. It's a little bit different tuning. Doesn't matter. Sounds good. Okay, cool. So now we've added to this drum set the Bogren samples, which I think adds a little bit more natural vibe to the drums. Okay, now let's listen to how they sound now. like that. So you can use the natural Bogren drums blended in like I did, or then you can replace this like just muting this and then, you know, just use the Bogren. Great natural sounding drum samples. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative. More info in the description. There's my affiliate link to Bogren. So if you use my link or my code Euge230V, you will get a small discount and I will get a small commission, which is much appreciated, helps me in this channel. Great drums. I use these samples. I use other Bogren products a lot. Like on this one, the bass is Bogren one now. The guitars, they were, you know, real amps and stuff. But great stuff. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.